This is, Eureka Math, Module 4, Lesson 16, and our objective today is to solve word problems, yay, word problems, using tape diagrams and fraction by fraction multiplication, okay? So tape diagrams, you already know what a tape diagram is, and we're going to solve word problems with tape diagrams, okay? Let's go right to our lesson, our problem set for lesson 16. Don't forget to write your name on your paper. Thank you. Solve and show your thinking with a tape diagram. Okay, so let's read it carefully. Mrs. Onusco made 60 cookies for a bake sale. She sold 2/3 of them, so 2/3 of 60, and gave 3/4 of the remaining, okay, so that's what's left, of the cookies to the students working at the sale. How many cookies did she have left at the very end? Okay, so here is my tape diagram, and I know that my tape diagram is worth 60 cookies. She sold 2/3 of them. Okay, that was 2/3 sold, and gave 3/4 of the remaining cookies. So the remaining cookies is this section right here, okay? And I can cut that into 3/4. 1, 2, 3/4. So 3/4 of remaining cookies to the students working at the sale. Oh, that was nice of her. I like cookies. Okay, I'm going to shade those in blue. How many cookies did she have left? So all she had left was this section right here. This is what we want to figure out. Cookies left. Okay, well, let's start with the big numbers. 60 cookies and 2/3 of 60. So 2/3 of 60, you know, equals 40. Okay? Do I have to show you that, or can you, I'll show you. Okay, that equals 2 times 60 over 3, which would equal 120 divided by 3, which would equal 40. Okay, so if this whole section is 40, then each of these is 20. So 20, 40. If we know that 40 were sold, okay, which was 40, then each of these sections is worth 20. Okay, so now I know this section, the blue section, is also worth 20. And now I've cut it into 4s. So 20 divided by 4 would be what? What does each of those smaller boxes mean? Okay, 20 divided by 4 would be 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, that means she gave 15 of the remaining to the people who worked there. And then she had 5 cookies left. How many cookies left did she have? 5 cookies left. Awesome. Not too hard. Now those were whole numbers inside there, but we were talking about fractions of whole numbers. Okay, and we multiplying fractions of whole numbers, that was 3 or 4 lessons ago. You're good at that now. Joaquin is icing 30 cupcakes. He spreads mint icing on 1/5 of the cupcakes and chocolate on half of the remaining cupcakes. The rest will get vanilla icing. How many cupcakes have vanilla icing? Okay, so here's my tape diagram. And my tape diagram is worth 30 cupcakes. He put mint icing on 1/5, and mint is not a Venezuelan flavor, but North Americans like mint and chocolate together, so I hope that they're chocolate cupcakes with mint frosting. That would be very nice. And if you haven't tried that, It's really good. You have to get some mint flavoring. I suppose you could make it out of actual mint, which does grow around here. Okay, so I'm sorry, distracted. 1/5 of the cookies, or the cupcakes, 1/5 is mint. And half of the remaining, so the remaining part, the remaining cupcakes is this whole section here, everything in red. And half of that would be here, right? So this is chocolate. So 1/2 of remaining is chocolate. The rest will get vanilla icing. So the rest must be this section. Actually, let's go with green. So this is going to get vanilla, which I also like. How many cupcakes have vanilla icing? So we want to figure out, what does this section represent? How many cupcakes is in there? Okay, so that's our question. Now, we're going to figure out how much each of these little sections is worth. So if there are 5, if we first cut it into 5s, that means that each section is worth what? 6, right? Because 30 divided by 5 is 6. So 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. Now I can count how many were vanilla by just adding 6 plus 6. So 12 vanilla cupcakes. That one was not hard at all. Number 3. The Booster Club sells 240 cheeseburgers. Wow, that's a lot of. Do you know what a Booster Club is? A Booster Club is like the Moms Club at our school, where they maybe sell chocolates or desserts to try and make money for extras like soccer jerseys or music at a dance or things like that. So the Booster Club, they try to make money for all the extra things on campus. The Booster Club sells 240 cheeseburgers. 1/4 of the cheeseburgers had pickles. I like pickles. Half of the remaining burgers had onions, and the rest had tomato. Okay, how many cheeseburgers had tomato? So, tape diagram. 240 cheeseburgers. They must have been selling them at a soccer game or something. That's a lot of burgers. Back when we didn't have quarantines and people could go to big public events. Okay, so 1/4 of the cheeseburgers had pickles. So there's 1/4. Pickles. Half of the remaining burgers, okay, so half of the remaining, so here's what's remaining. And I need to cut that in half. Sometimes this pen just doesn't want to complete a circle. Okay, so there's half. Half of my remaining burgers had onions, and the rest had tomato. I should use red for tomato, right? Tomato. How many cheeseburgers had tomato? So this is the section we're trying to figure out. Okay. So what is that worth? 240 cheeseburgers. Well, let's figure out what each green square is worth first. Okay. So each green square is 1/4 of 240. So 240 divided by 4, because it's 1/4, is 60, right? So if this is 60, silly pen. If this green square is 60, and this green square is 60, and this green square is 60, and this green square is 60. Okay, so I know that 60 had pickles, but how am I going to figure out that? Well, I just cut that 60 in half, right? Let's choose a very distinct color here. I'm going to erase this 60, and then I'm going to cut that in half, and 60 cut in half would be 30 and 30. Okay, so how many were tomato? 90 cheeseburgers. Of course it erased. Burgers had tomato. Cool. There's my answer. Number 4. Deshaun is sorting his rock collection. 2/3 of the rocks are metamorphic. Do you guys remember the rock cycle? I think that was 4th grade, right? Deshaun is sorting his rock collection. 2/3 of the rocks are metamorphic, and 3/4 of the remainder are igneous. So igneous come from volcanoes. Metamorphic means they've changed with heat and pressure, and sedimentary means they were made in layers, if you don't remember that, okay? So he's sorting his rock collection. There's his rock collection. And 2/3 are metamorphic, meaning they change with pressure over time. Cool. And 3/4 of the remainder, so that's 3/4 of this. It's really 3/4 of 1/3, right? Because that's the remainder. So 3/4 of the remainder. So I'm going to cut the remainder into 4s. And I'm going to highlight 3 of them. That's 3/4 of the remainder. Are igneous, so made from volcanoes. If the 3 rocks left over are sedimentary, so there's 3 left over, they just gave us an answer. If the 3 left over are sedimentary, 3 right here, how many rocks does Deshaun have? Well, okay, with this 3, we know that this is our sedimentary. When I was a kid, I had a rock collection. Most of them were sedimentary because I lived in a very sandy place. Okay, and so they would build on top of each other. 3 were sedimentary. So now I know that this one little box is worth 3. Okay, and that means that there's 3 boxes in here. So that would be 3, 3, 3. That would equal 9. Right, I should be careful with that equal sign. Okay, and that would mean, well, how can I figure out how many are the rest? If I cut this one into 4, that means I can cut this one into 4 and this one into 4. And now I know that this is 3, and 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 this is 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and 24 are the metamorphic. 9 are igneous, and 3 are sedimentary. So now I can say that 24 plus 9 plus 3, right, is 36 rocks. That's a substantial rock collection. I have a shell collection because we live so close to the ocean, so I have shells that I picked up on the beach. But when I was a kid, I had a rock collection because there were no shells in the middle of Wisconsin. Well, in the river, but not like here. Good. Okay. Does everybody see how I did that? Number 5. Milan puts 1/4 of her lawn mowing money in savings and uses half of the remaining money to pay back her sister. I wonder what she borrowed the money for. Maybe she got her nails painted or something. Milan puts 1/4 of her lawn mowing money in savings. Okay. So here's her lawn mowing money. And she put 1/4 of it into savings. And uses half of the remaining money. So here's my remaining. It's this section here. Half of that, which again, I have to put that line right down the middle. Half of the remaining money, half of remaining, went to pay back her sister, probably for doing her homework or something. If she had 15 left, so if this is what she has left, I'm going to change my color again. This is what she has left, and this is worth $15. How much did she have at first? Okay, well, how am I going to figure that out? Each of these red squares I had to cut in half. So you know what? I'm going to cut this one in half, and that one in half, and that one in half. That way, this one that I already cut in half is even. So this section here, maybe if I go to black here, this section here, where did it go? Here. This section here is equal to $15. But now I've cut it into 3 sections. There's 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections. I'm sorry, my lines are getting so out of control. 1, 2, 3. Well, 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this must be 5, 5, and 5. Okay? To make $15. And then this was exactly the same. So there's probably 5, 5, 5 here. Now my original square was this size. So that must be 5 and 5 as well. Okay? So how much money did she have at first? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. She had $40. That's a lot of lawn mowing money. Good. Number 6. Parks is wearing several rubber bracelets. Oh, that was really popular when I was a kid. 1/3 of the bracelets are tie-dye. Do you know what tie-dye looks like? It's where they use dye and they, like your shirt can be all different colors. 1/6 are blue and 1/3 of the remainder are camouflage. Do you know what camouflage is? That's like hunting colors, like military colors. Okay, so let's count all of her rubber bracelets. Are rubber bracelets popular here? I've never actually seen any of you wearing many. 1/3 of the bracelets are tie-dye. Okay, so here's 1/3. And those are tie-dye. If you don't know what tie-dye is, look up the word tie-dye and I bet you'll be like, oh, I know what that is. 1/6 are blue. Uh-oh. Well, now I'm going to have to cut it into 6. Well, I guess I'm just going to cut this. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1/6 here are blue. And 1/3 of the remainder, well, here's the remainder, and look, the remainder is already cut in thirds. 1/3 of the remainder are camouflage. If Park wears 2 camouflage bracelets, wait a minute. Park is wearing several rubber bracelets. 1/3 of the bracelets are tie-dye. 1/6 are blue. And 1/3 of the remainder are camouflage. Okay, so if he wears 2 camouflage bracelets, if this is 2, right? How many bracelets does he have on? Well, if that's 2, then that means that this and this and this and this and this all have to be 2 as well. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 bracelets, which would be 4 tie-dyes, 2 blue, 2 camo, and then 4 that we don't know. Okay? That wasn't so hard. I had to read it really carefully though. Number 7. Ahmed spent 1/3 of his money on a burrito and a water bottle. The burrito cost 2 times as much as the water. The burrito cost $4. How much money does Ahmed have left? So we're going to assume this is all the money he started with right here. And he spent 1/3 of it on a burrito and water. Okay, 1/3 on burrito and water bottle. The burrito costs 2 times as much as the water. So we're going to split that inside into 3. Okay, so this is the burrito here because it was 2 times as much as the water. And then this blue, we'll use blue for water. Okay, the burrito cost $4. So if this section here cost $4, then we can divide that into, use a big bold color. I'm going to go a little bit thicker. Okay, so if the burrito cost $4, then this has to be $2 and $2. And if the burrito costs 2 times as much as the water must have also been $2. So $2 times 2 would be 4, right? That's double. And we can figure out how much money he has left, because if we cut this into 3, we can cut this into 3 and that into 3, and then we know that this is 2 and that is 2 and that's 2 and that's 2 and that's 2 and that's 2. So how much does he have left? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, $12. Okay, Ahmed still has $12. Cool. This is a different way of thinking about things, right? We're thinking about things logically, not necessarily using algorithms, okay? We're thinking about how math works and how to find answers without having to use algorithms or multiplications, right? Okay. That was Lesson 16 problem set, so please make a copy of your own and submit it. Then go over to the exit ticket. Solve and show your thinking with a tape diagram. If you do not show a tape diagram, you will not get full credit, okay? 3/4 of the boats in the marina are white. 4/7 of the boats, sorry about that, my mom was messaging me. 4/7 of the remaining boats are blue and the rest are red. If there are 9 red boats, how many boats are in the marina? Okay, so you solve that, use a tape diagram, boats in the marina. Then submit your tape diagram and then go back and do your homework right there, okay? 2 pages. And if you have questions, let me know. Thank you.